Hello, it's the Magic Crafter. Today we're going to be filming without a wig because my wig wouldn't fit on my hair. We have weird lighting because the sun's not cooperating, and I don't have my microphone because it is broken. So we have birds chirping, weird sunlight, and my thin hair. But we're gonna roll with it. Today we're going to be talking about some things to know before you get your first silicone mermaid tail and how to know if you are ready for your first silicone mermaid tail. Let's dive in. First, before considering getting your first silicone mermaid tail, you need to make sure that you are fully grown and that you are at a stable weight and your weight will not be fluctuating much from the weight you are currently at. This is because silicone mermaid tails, while they do stretch some, they don't stretch enough to accommodate all sizes. Silicone mermaid tails are custom made to fit your body. So if your weight fluctuates too much, or if you grow more, like say you're having a growth spurt and you're not quite developed yet, you may not fit into your tail once you grow a little bit more. And that would be really disappointing because you paid all the money for a tail, you might really love your tail, and then you won't be able to wear it. So make sure you're fully grown and that you are at a stable weight before you get one or consider getting one. Number 2, before you get a silicone mermaid tail, you need to make sure that you are a strong swimmer and that you are a strong swimmer in a monofin. A monofin is the device that is inside of a silicone mermaid tail that allows you to swim, use something called a dolphin kick maneuver. So make sure you master that first before you get a silicone mermaid tail so you can swim safely. I will link both of the monofins that both of my silicone mermaid tails have in them down in the description box for you. That way you can get them, try them out, swim in a monofin, and see how you like it. Now this may seem a little bit obvious, but you need to make sure that you are able to afford a silicone mermaid tail before you get one. Know that they will cost $1,000 on up, United States dollars that is. They can get very expensive very fast, so make sure you have that money saved up. Now I know this is kind of common sense, but just a little reminder here that if you have to choose between paying the grocery bills and paying for your mermaid tail, probably pay the grocery bills first. Keep saving up, okay? You've got this. The 4th thing to know before you get a silicone mermaid tail is that you will have to dedicate a lot of time and energy caring for your silicone mermaid tail. I always joke that silicone mermaid tails are a bit like a puppy. They take up a lot of space, they take up a lot of energy, and you have to spend a lot of time with them. They also get the floor wet sometimes. But in all seriousness, they do require a lot of care. You have to clean your silicone mermaid tail really well after each swim. You cannot just throw them in the washing machine. You actually have to physically clean them. Sometimes you have to hose them out outside when you're really cold and tired. You also need to dry them really, really well. If you get mold, you need to take care of the mold. If you have any damage, you need to repair the damage, which damage happens quite a bit, so be ready for that. Just make sure you have the time and the energy and are willing to make the commitment to care for your silicone mermaid tail before you get one. Otherwise, you may want to consider a fabric mermaid tail because they require a lot less care. The 5th thing to keep in mind before getting a silicone mermaid tail is that they are heavy. They are made of dragon skin silicone and it weighs a lot. My smallest tail, Sparta, weighs about 30 pounds and my larger tail, Rebellion, weighs about 35 pounds. And depending on your size and depending on the amount of fins you have, your tail may weigh more. So make sure you can lift at least 30 pounds, if not more. Or have somebody that you know that you can count on to be with you to help you transport your tail all over the place. And you might want somebody there to help transport you to when you're in your silicone mermaid tail because it is helpful to have somebody when you are strapped down in a tail and cannot walk. And last, before you get a silicone mermaid tail, you will want to make sure you have enough space for one. This will mean you will need a space to store it, a space to wash it, and a space to dry it. And trust me, silicone tails take up quite a lot of space, so make sure you have an area for that. I have a whole bunch of videos on washing and drying and storing silicone mermaid tails if you'd like to see those. Link in the description box below. Now that you know what it takes to own a silicone mermaid tail, check out the video in the description box on where to buy silicone mermaid tails. It'll be linked right down there for you, along with a bunch of other videos on silicone mermaid tails, like mermaid tail reviews of the places where I get my very own silicone mermaid tails. Thanks for watching. Have a magical day. I'll see you next Friday.